Hey there, it's Leo from Firecrawl, and in this video, we'll take a look at the search endpoint, as well as use it to create a Perplexity clone, which by the way, will be just a demo to show what you can build just by using this endpoint. If you want a much more improved version of an open source Perplexity, feel free to check out the Firecrawl repository. So really, before moving on to actually creating the app, let's understand how the search feature works so that we can provide the right context for the LM to build what we want. In Firecrawl's documentation, you'll get an example of how you can run this on Python inside of Node, and we'll likely be using this Node example, but let's use it along with bun. So bun init, I have started a project here in Cursor. It has just two folders, one for the Next.js project and one for the raw code, which is where in this first part of the video, we'll understand all of the features. So let's get into that folder with raw -code. And in here, let me clear this out, bun init blank. Okay, it started off our bun instance. And now in here, we could head over to index.ts. Whenever we run bun run index.ts, hit enter, we'll be executing this code. So hello via bun. Let me clear this out. Now let me go back to the documentation, get this example, bring back to my code, copy everything and replace that just like this. We should now install the Firecrawl package, and you can do that by bun add the name of the library. It should add that just fine. Now the red line should disappear. Now another important part is getting our API key from Firecrawl. So let me just type in a search for the name of this API key. Let me hit this button to copy over that API key and replace it right here. Now with this all set, I can run bun run index.ts, and it should be able to perform a search for Firecrawl, find 3 different results, and bring back their markdown already scraped. To explore all the search features, we're going to be playing around with some of these parameters. So if I were to explain this in easy terms, it's like if this code just typed in Firecrawl inside of Google and found first result, second result, and then this third result right here, got inside of each one of these pages, scraped their content as markdown, and brought all of them back. And we can use this result any way we choose to, but honestly, it's pretty cool to use it aligned with an AI agent that understands all of the parameters available and knows what to use depending on the user query. And that's kind of what Perplexity does, but all inside of a unique endpoint from Firecrawl. Now, it's pretty important for us to understand which are these features just because it empowers us to build a lot more. So first off, we have sources. These sources tell the search endpoint if we want to grab results from the web, if we want images and news. Like I compared with Google, it's like if we were going over images up here, if we were choosing news, or if we just wanted all normal results from the web. And by the way, you can select more than one. So if you want a result from the web as well as the images, but not the news, you just remove the news from here. Or if you just wanted images, you just leave that inside of the entire array. Another pretty cool feature is the location parameter. This allows you to choose which country you want that content to be searched in. Because for example, if you're building an AI agent that allows people to search for restaurants near them, you'd probably want the search results to be based at least by their country. So you can really set that up just like this. We also have a category parameter, which is really useful if you're going for a specific audience. So coders, you'd likely want to perform a fetch inside of GitHub, or if you're aiming at websites like Archive, Nature, you'd then probably use the research category. And finally, if for some reason you're specifically searching for PDFs, you can also add PDF as your category so that the search brings back only results that contains a PDF. Now let's take a look at the time-based search. This is honestly one of my favorites because it allows you to select a given period from which you want those results to come from. A good place to test all this is the Firecrawl playground. You just select search, and then in here, you'll see all of the options available. So source has the web, images, news. You can toggle all of these on, or you could go over to options and select the time-based. If I select past hour, it'll only get me back results that were posted in the past hour. Same for past 24 hours, past week. And this just honestly allows you to build a lot more. Here's the location option, scrape content from search results. If you toggle this on, there'll be a whole entire section for scraping where you can define how you want those results to be scraped. So let's dive into this example right here that kind of summarizes what we can do while trying to build our Perplexity app. If someone types in that they want AI news, the tool usage for search could just specify AI news today as the query, limit it to 3. The time would be based on the last day since we want fresh results. Categories could be research, but since we're going for news, I don't think that'll help us a lot. Now, for the scrape options, let me just bring the format summary because I'll just get a summary of all the results that comes back. I only want the main content. And for the sources, just bring me some images to give that kind of perplexity feel, as well as the normal web results. If I now run that code, it should take me about 3. Yeah, that was pretty quick. This is all the results we got. So we have an array for web as well as an array for images. And if you open up these images here in image URL, you'll just basically get images that were results if you just type in that query inside of Google. So the first result is this one, AI News Today. Now let's check the second result. Should be, yeah, it's exactly this image right here. As for the web part, we get the URL, the title, description, a summary like we asked for, and this should be enough context to build a lot of things. Now let's actually start working on the Perplexity demo clone. Let me first go back and now get inside of the Next.js folder, clear out the terminal, and run Claude dangerously skip permissions. By the way, I already have an entire prompt that I wrote and I can share it with you guys down in the comment section. Just so the video isn't long and boring, I won't read through everything, but this is just describing how I want the project to be built, giving out some context of how Perplexity works, specifying some user interactions, as well as specifying that I just want it to use the search endpoint from Firecrawl. I also didn't specify which model it should be using for the AI agent. It'll likely just go with OpenAI as well as AI SDK for the AI agent. Now, the only 2 other things that I'll add, so let me paste that in and go back to the API reference and copy this entire page. Because giving the context of what features the search endpoint has will really empower Claude to build exactly what I need. Now, the only other thing that I'll want to do is take a screenshot from Perplexity so it understands the interface and tries to create something pretty similar. Let's hit enter and see what it builds for us. It's been about 6 minutes now. It already tried building the app, created the .env.local, which I suppose might just have OpenAI, and the Firecrawl API key, which I already have right here in this env. Let me drag that over. Let me delete the .env.local, and we should be good to go. Let's just wait for it to fix some of the errors, and we should be fine. Okay, seems like it's done. Let's head over to that folder, Next.js, npm run dev, and see what it built for us. I don't really like the cursor interface, so let me just bring it to the browser. And this is an interface. Really liked it. I mean, neobrutalism, fire search, AI-powered search with real-time web results. And we also get this toggle for research that should toggle it to use the category research every time we check it. But we don't want to use that right now. Let's just go with this example. What are the latest AI breakthroughs this week? So it just starts loading, and soon enough, we should see answers, links, images, news. Let's wait for it to think a bit more. I really like this interface, by the way. Now it generated some related questions. So how do Gemini 3, GPT 5.1, and Claude 4.5 compare? This example is from Perplexity as well. Like every time you ask something there, you get a related topic to click and continue the conversation. Okay, everything is still being streamed over to us. Now that it's done, honestly, this result came back really fast. You can click on links, see all those results, images. I mean, obviously there are a couple things that should be fixed, like UI-wise. Like this is kind of popping out of the actual card. But I mean, with one prompt, to create all this is pretty amazing. There's also this view API calls button that opens up a model with the request made to Firecrawl. So in this request, the AI limited it to 8 results. It was a weekly result since I asked for breakouts from this week. It chose to use the scrape options with markdown and only main content true. Then all the results are in this response. Really cool. And in the news tab, as well as images and links, probably there's another request for that, but it just didn't get that back to us. And again, all these results, everything of context that was passed over to the LM to give us this entire answer was all thanks to the search endpoint from Firecrawl. Just by the fact that you can add the scrape endpoint inside of the search feature is massive. I mean, it just allows us to build a lot more. If you have any ideas of what to build with the search endpoint and you want to see it in the channel, please let us know down below in the comment section. That is it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then.